Hi, welcome to my kitchen. It's March. Yay, we just got done with Greg's birthday, which was the 3rd. So, anyway, you know what March is. March is our collaboration, casserole collaborations. Now, I'm going to read this because I know I'll forget something. We have over 20 channels joining us. Oh, I can't wait. The recipes are going to be phenomenal. Make a recipe book like I'm doing. We've done this for 5 years, you know, so you've got all those plus this one. And now this time, Greg is going to be giving away some awesome gifts. He's going to have the casserole carrier, and I love that. I love a casserole carrier because you always make 3 or 4 things, and you want to get them to the families hot, or if they're cold, you can use them cold. And all you have to do is stick them in that and zip it up and take off. Then he's got a carrier for the, this one I really want to get. Maybe he'll get it for me for my birthday, since, like he said, I'm really old. It's going to be the carriers for your aluminum pans. I use a lot of those because I'll take them to family reunions, different functions, and you always tip them and everything. And you want to take that kind because of the not having to worry about getting your pan back. So anyway, he's got that. He's got a 9x12 cast iron, what do you call them? Casserole pans. I can't believe I didn't know. Anyway, and then also, I'm sure I missed one, Vicky from Vicky's Country Home is giving away one of her cookbooks. And oh my goodness, you'll definitely want that. So, anyway, you've got to go to each channel, watch the video, comment, and at the end of the month, Greg will draw, and someone's going to win all that stuff. Okay, get on with my casserole. I am making a herb, I should say it like my grandma would say it, baby cabbages, Brussels sprout casserole. And I'm going to just read off what I'm putting in it, and then I can get going. 8 cups of Brussels sprouts. I started to say baby cabbages. 1 cup of fresh mushrooms. 1/4 a cup of brown sugar. 1/4 a cup of cider vinegar. And 2 tablespoons of butter. Melt that. Salt, pepper, basil, oregano, and chopped, I'll say it wrong, these things. It's okay. Everybody knows I pronounce everything wrong. Now you'll want to take your Brussels sprouts and cut the ends off of them and peel back any of the little leaves that don't look good or that's falling off, because you don't want them in there. Now you're supposed to cut them in half, but you know what? Some of these aren't big enough to cut in half. I like to get a piece of one in my mouth, not just a half of one. So some of them I didn't cut in half. So I laugh about my mama used to call these little baby cabbages because half the time she didn't remember what it was. And Paul said, "Bessie, get a big cabbage and just cut it up." She said, "It's not the same thing, John. Go work. Go do something." So it was so funny when she'd do that. He just told her, "Go work. Go do something." He was wanting her to make cookies so he could get some. I know what he was wanting. But anyway, you get these all done up, and then you put them in your steamer, and you steam them for maybe 8 minutes till they start getting about soft. And then you take them out. Let me get rid of this. Now, put these in here too. I don't know if I should. Oh, that smells so good. Yum, yum, yum. Oh my goodness, does that smell good. A little bit of sausage in that and some sauerkraut. That'd be good too. I can always think of something to use for that. Okay, then I'm going to take, I've got 2 tablespoons of butter. And you're going to mix all your other ingredients up now and let that get done. You want 1/4. Oh, why do I try to use my measuring spoons? I usually end up with my fingers. Oregano and basil. Your dried basil and dried oregano. But you don't want the rim of a jar in there. So I guess I'll have to set that aside and wash it. Then we're going to put in 1/4 of a cup of butter. We're going to put in our butter 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Stir this all up real good. Oh, that smells different. I bet everybody's getting excited about getting their gardens out. I know we are. Some people say, how can you get excited about getting a garden out? That's a lot of work. It's a lot of good eating too. I want to thank everybody for the cards and notes and things they've been sending Greg. And I got a few of them also about Brody. He was our family dog. I mean, he lived almost 17 years, and that's almost impossible to think that he did, but he did. A little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. About 1/4 of a teaspoon is what I use. So, but Greg sent me video of him when they were walking out to see the chickens. He loved going back and walking around the chicken pen, and he just loved that. He'd go back there, and those chickens would just stay in there and watch him. But they looked for him every night, so they knew he was coming. So that was one thing, and it was really neat to see that video that night. And then the next day, it all went south, and he passed. You're supposed to use 1/4 cup of, see if I can pronounce this, pimentos. That's it. I got it right. I always want to say pintos. I guess that's because of pinto beans. I don't know. But pimentos. But it's doing so good. And then it was time for him to go. I told Greg, I said, you're crying and you're sad and all of us are sad, but my sister Carol's not sad. She's in heaven. And I said she loved animals, believe it or not, more than Greg does. And Greg, I don't care what kind of animal it is, he just loves them all to death. But Carol did too. I remember one time we were up there, and she lived in Mount Blanchard, Ohio, and Greg and Paula and I went out to her house. She was out in the little shed building that she keeps special animals in. She had a raccoon. I'm like, what's that thing doing in here? Oh, it was laying on the road. Someone hit it, and it wasn't dead. It was in so much pain, and she says, I've had it for about 2 weeks now. I'm getting ready to turn it loose. It's well, I think. Okay, I'm scared to death of them, and here she's nursing it back to health. But I guess we need people like that. When we had her, that was great. So anyway, and then one other time we was going to her house, and we hit one. I guess it was one of them. It was something. It was dark, and my daughter, it scared her to death. She says, I'm not getting out. it may be underneath the car. I'm not getting out. We got up there. We got the rest of the way out to Carol's, and Greg had to get out. Look, shine flashlights. He called Carol. Shine flashlights all under the car. Raise the hood and in there before she'd get out. And then she was okay. She got out. She was fine. Well, she was fine, but if you know Greg, she wasn't. She got about halfway to the house, and Greg let out a scream that would have scared anybody to death. He says, "Oh my gosh, Paula, there's that thing." And you talk about screaming and screaming and screaming. Oh. But he said, I just had to do it. He was so rotten like that with her. But I don't like him either. But boy, he paid for that one though. She got him back. So now we're going to put our Brussels sprouts in our baking dish. Those smell so good. I still say some sauerkraut and sausage would be good with that too, which y'all know it would be. I've made Brussels sprouts many times, and I've made them so many different ways, and this is just another recipe. So, and then we're going to put our mushrooms. You want fresh mushrooms, and you're just going to scatter them around in here on your Brussels sprouts so that they're awful big. Guess I'll break a couple of them in half, but anyway, I can't wait till I start planting my garden. I'm telling you, I am ready. Go out there and get me some good green onions. My little great-grandson was telling my other great-grandson, who is only 3, I go down and help my mama and papa put out their garden. Chase says, I'll help too. Well, you really don't know how. He says, I do this all the time, you know. And you're just so proud of it. Now, I mixed all the spices and everything together, and I'm just going to drizzle this over the top of my mushrooms and my Brussels sprouts. So when I got ready to leave, my little Chase come and he says, Mama, I can help. He don't know. And I said, yes, you can come and help. But I love it when they help. It teaches them a lot too. At least they know where the food comes from. It don't just go to the grocery and get it. It ain't just that way. You got to preserve it and do all that stuff to it. But now you're going to put this in the oven. I'm going to break that one in half. And you're going to bake it at 350 for about a half hour, about 30 minutes. I'm going to check it in 20 because all ovens are different. So I'll come back as soon as this is finished. I am back. This smells phenomenal, and it looks delicious. Don't that look good? Oh, I can't wait to taste that. It's hot. I just want to remind you, this is our 5th year for the collaborations, and I hope each and every one of you will enjoy it as much as we do bringing it to you. And don't forget to go to all the other channels because their recipes are awesome. So you're going to get a lot of good casserole recipes. Now, I've made Brussels sprouts several different ways, but this is really one of my favorite. So I hope you'll try it. Keep talking, I won't burn my mouth, right? No, I gotta try it. So, but I won't do like Greg. I won't take 17 bites. But anyway, oh, that looks so good. Wish y'all could smell this. It is yum, yum, yum. So, oh yeah, oh yeah. Now, if y'all have any recipes you'd like for us to try on air, send them to us. We'll be glad to try them. We like getting recipes and from everybody. One more bite and that's it. As my mama would say, y'all gotta try them baby cabbages. Brussels sprouts are so good. But anyway, try this recipe and I'm sure you're gonna love it. Now you can make that up and put it in the refrigerator that morning early or something and have it for later during the day. And I don't think you're going to have any left over. You may have to double the recipe. But I really appreciate y'all staying with us. We just love you all to death. And we thank you so much for all your cards and everything in Texas that you've sent about Brody. So I just want to say thank you bunches for being with us. See you again real soon in another casserole recipe.